This is Dr. Patrick Hu, CEO of Moffitt Cancer Center. We're coming at you from ASCO 2023 in Chicago, Illinois. We're so happy to have Dr. Nikhil Khushalani with us today, senior member in our cutaneous oncology group and a world-known melanoma expert. So thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure, Dr. Hu. Thank you for inviting me back.
So the melanoma field's really exciting. There's a lot going on. What do you think's the big news here at ASCO this year?
So this year, from a cutaneous standpoint, there are several big abstracts coming up tomorrow at the oral abstract session. One that I'm particularly proud of is our own Dr. Erlu from the cutaneous oncology department is presenting an oral abstract on a triplet combination in BRAF mutant patients with advanced melanoma. This combines dabrafenib, trametinib with a BCL2 antagonist called navitoclax and comparing that to dabrafenib plus trametinib. So we're eagerly looking forward to those results at the oral abstract session. The primary endpoints there, we're trying to see how many patients had a complete response and certainly the extent of degree of improvement under the waterfall plot as well. So I won't steal Dr. Erlu's thunder. I'll let her present all the data tomorrow, which would be very, very exciting. I think the other larger trials that Moffitt either has participated in or certainly contributed towards. We have the relativity data that Dr. Taube, our colleague from MD Anderson, will be updating as well. So we'll see longer term follow-up from that. Dr. Andy Brohl from our cutaneous and sarcoma department has a really fascinating translational project of an intralesional drug, which is aimed to try and prime the immune system. And what's fascinating in the data that he's presented today, in Merkel cell and cutaneous squamous cell, we're seeing responses when we re-challenge those patients with immunotherapy. I think that's fascinating and certainly needs further investigation.
So a lot of exciting new agents coming out for melanoma and Merkel cell, cutaneous oncology. There's another approach, another studies that you've been involved with rare kinds of melanoma. For example, uveal melanoma, melanoma that starts in the eye and goes to the liver normally, and it's really hard to treat this uveal melanoma that's starting in the eye, and you're working on a novel treatment. Why don't you talk about that?
Sure. So I'm very proud to say that Moffitt, and I'll go on a limb and say this, is that I think we're the only center in the country, if not in the world, that has 5 investigator-initiated trials for advanced uveal melanoma right now. I don't think anybody can, come close to that. So the trial that we're specifically involved with that is homegrown at Moffitt is a first-in-human study of a radiopharmaceutical, specifically utilizing alpha radiopharmaceutical actinium-225, and that is targeting MC1R. And that is overexpressed in about 94% of uveal melanomas. So this is a dose escalation study, a single dose, and we were recently awarded a grant to actually study this in multiple dosing settings as well, and also for a companion diagnostic. So we're very excited about that. In addition to that, we have several other immunotherapy combination trials as well as targeted therapy trial, which again, homegrown from Moffitt, looking at an HDAC inhibitor, belinostat, in combination with a MEK inhibitor, binimetinib. And my colleague, Dr. Tarhini, is leading that study. So we anticipate incrementally this will improve outlook for patients with advanced uveal melanoma. And then my colleague from surgery in cutaneous, Dr. Jonathan Zager, led an international study, the FOCUS trial, that looked at intrahepatic perfusion therapy. And that is currently at the FDA, hopefully for approval. The PDUFA date is sometime this summer, I believe the middle of August. But even here at ASCO, there's a separate study that is being presented at the poster discussion today, looking at isolated hepatic perfusion. So there's certainly something to that modality of treatment.
Wonderful. We have so many great options for melanoma patients today compared to just a few years ago, and now the future is even brighter. So thanks so much. Dr. Nikhil Khushalani from our cutaneous oncology group at Moffitt Cancer Center. Thanks for being with us.